That is spray cheese. Cheese is eaten a lot in the USA. Chocolate chip cookies, dental floss, traffic lights, all great American inventions.
Really?
These things originated
Cookies.
in America but are now all over the world. But if you think that everything American is in every other country, then you'd be wrong. There are some things you just don't see outside of the USA. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at 11 common things that don't exist outside the USA. Before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too?
Let's go. Let's find out.
Coming up first, we have medical and lawyer ads.
Okay.
If you're not from the USA but have gone to visit, I'm sure you switched on the TV and heard this phrase. Ask your doctor if this product is right for you. And then, most likely, a big list of scary warnings and side effects. This is something that only happens in America, and it's advertising for medical products. Outside the USA, it's weird to see commercials for medical related things.
That's very true. You might get like a cough syrup, like, Calpol or Ben. That's so true. Over there, you guys get ads for like, Viagra, all that kind of stuff. That's true. And there might be some side effects of like anal leakage. Sorry. I've seen it so many times on like SNL. SNL makes so many sketches. That's so true. But I'm thinking, why is there no ads in Europe like that? That's very interesting.
Most people would just go to their doctor and get what their doctor suggests. But in the USA, it's common to see medical things advertised as if they were any other product.
Wow.
But medical ads aren't the only odd advertising you'll see in the USA. Another thing you'll often see is adverts for lawyers. I'm not talking about Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad. Believe it or not, that's not just in TV shows. In the USA, lawyers really do advertise on TV. Did you know that 60% of the world's lawyers reside in the USA? And the USA is said to be
That's because you guys sue each other every time. You guys just love suing. Like, I've never met anyone here in the UK that sued someone before. But you guys love to sue. Any chance you get, you're itching, you're scratching to sue. And I'm going to get some comments. I don't care. You guys love suing each other over there. Why? Why? Like, why? And you do get, lately, there's been ads for lawyers, maybe like like car crashes to claim. You do get things like that, but you don't get some lawyer, like criminal lawyers. You don't get that on TV. Nah. It's just normal, car crashing if you want to claim. But you guys love to sue. Why?
the most percent of the world's lawyers reside in the USA, and the USA is said to be the most litigious country in the world. This means the most lawsuits come from inside the USA.
Told you.
Next up is spray cheese. When you think of cheese, you probably think France. Luxurious French cheese is a staple of fine dining around the world. But the USA has a different kind of dairy-based delicacy. That is spray cheese. Cheese is eaten a lot in the USA. In fact, the USA is the world's largest consumer of cheese. But America also loves convenience, and that's why cheese can be bought in a can in the USA. Now, spray cheese is actually...
That's disgusting. Mind my English, mind my French. That's fucking disgusting. Who's having spray cheese? I'm gonna say something that you guys might be like, eh. So my go-to breakfast every day is toast, baked beans, and cheese. Mozzarella cheese. Oh God, you Americans don't know what you're missing. I know you guys don't like. You like toast and beans. What's that? It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. But yeah, spray. What are you putting this on? Why? This can't be good for you.
Actually only 51% cheese. By law, to call a product what it is, it must be at least half that product. So that's why it's only 51% cheese, not a percentage higher. The other 49% is flavorings, protein, and ingredients. Spray cheese has been big in the USA since the 1960s. And it's even sold in various flavors. For example, cheddar, bacon, and even American flavor. I wonder what that is. Next up is garbage disposals. I'm sure you've seen in movies and TV shows how Americans throw their food scraps into the sink. You may think, what happens to them? Do they just sit there? Well, no, they go into what's called a garbage disposal. These things actually only exist in the USA. In other countries, food scraps would be put in the kitchen bin. But why is...
Very true. I remember growing up when I'm watching like Disney Channel or any of them shows, I'm like, why are you guys putting your rubbish, your food waste inside the sink? But then I realized it's actually a garbage disposal. That's interesting. That's very, because I'm always thinking, if you put your finger inside, does that cut your finger? Can you get injured by putting or it's like a mechanism in it where once you put your hands inside, it kind of stops it? That's very interesting to know. Yeah, but we don't have that over here. I've never been to someone's house over here and seen someone doing that. A garbage disposal. Nah, none of that shite.
Is it that only in America do they use garbage disposals? Well, the reason why is because in many other countries it's banned. This is because it's not very environmentally friendly. That's because all of the food is mixed in with the general water waste. This then at some point must be filtered out. So it wastes a lot of energy, but it is convenient. Next up is college sports. Every country loves sports. Whether it's cricket in India, football in Spain, or baseball in the USA. But only in the USA are they obsessed with college sports. Every country loves professional sport leagues, and the USA is no exception. But one thing that's different about the USA is that they love college sports as much as regular professional sports. No other country gets behind colleges as much as the USA does. If you ask people in other countries if they can name a college team of any other sport, chances are they can't. In other countries, college sports are not broadcast on TV.
That's so true. That's absolutely mad. Because you guys know I've been reacting on a lot of college sport lately. I've learnt about Virginia having 2 states, West Virginia and Virginia. I've heard about the Minnesota Vikings. No, that's the normal team. That's the whatchamacallit. That's the NFL team. But you guys and college sports. And also I realized the college teams, they've got like a capacity of like 70, 80. Some teams have like 100,000 capacity. I think the Florida Stadium was like 100,000. 100,000 people watching students play football. I still can't believe that. That's mad. That's madness. Again, I said when I went to university over here, back in Ireland, we had a massive cup final, like for the whole country, like an all-Ireland final. We had 2,000 people watching us. 2,000, and that was a lot. I was gobsmacked when I seen 2,000 people. Like, wow, you guys are having 100,000. I can't imagine what's going through them kids' minds. 100,000 people watching you play as a kid. Wow.
And they also don't make any money at all, as opposed to the millions made in US college sports. In the USA, college football brings in thousands of spectators to fill up stadiums. But in other countries, college football games are lucky if they even get the friends and family of the people involved watching. Also, the biggest stadiums in the USA are pretty much all college football stadiums. Out of the top 15 biggest stadiums in the USA, all 15 are college football stadiums.
Wow.
The largest of which being the Michigan Stadium, which can hold over 100,000 fans. Next up is white teeth. Have you ever wondered why all Americans seem to have great white teeth? It seems for some reason people in the USA are obsessed with getting the perfect teeth. And by perfect, I mean white and straight. Americans actually spend more money than any other country to make sure their teeth are white and straight. But despite all the money that's spent on getting white and straight teeth, that does not necessarily mean they're more healthy.
Yeah, because everyone tends to go to Turkey now, innit? If you see someone with some bright veneers, let me know. What's it? I think in the UK, if you want to get your teeth whitened and straightened and all that kind of stuff, probably cost you like 5 to 7,000 pounds, I'm guessing. Almost 10,000 pounds. You go to Turkey, probably like 1,000. How much is it in the US? I'm very intrigued to know.
For example, the British are often mocked for their bad teeth. But according to a Harvard University study, British teeth are actually more healthy than American teeth.
True.
Trust me, not all Brits look like Austin Powers. One reason why this may be is because in the UK, under 18s can get braces for free. However, in America, they're very expensive, and there's a good reason for that. According to a study by New York Mag, in the USA, good teeth can be the difference between getting a second date and not. Apparently, 38% of Americans will turn someone down for a second date if they have bad teeth. And 60% of Americans say they perceive someone as smarter if they have straight white teeth. Next up is Black Friday. If you're not from the USA, you may not understand why everyone goes so crazy on this day every single year. Black Friday is the name given to the day after Thanksgiving, which is another American holiday. The term Black Friday came about because of the amount of accidents and sometimes even violence shoppers create. People go crazy for all the deals in the stores, and sometimes there are riots just to get in.
I think there was a time over here in the UK, probably between the late 2010s and yeah, late 2010s, we kind of started doing a lot of Black Friday over here. But now, no one cares because you get like probably like 10% off. A TV that costs like £1,000 probably go down for like 890, 900 pounds. So no one cares anymore. So yeah, I'm intrigued over there in the US. Do you guys actually get a massive discount, or is this stuff that it probably costs the same price and then they just kind of make it look like there's been a discount? I'm intrigued. I see people going crazy over there in the US. People are queuing overnight. You're queue. For me to queue overnight, I must be saving thousands of pounds. You guys are queuing and you're, oh my god, you're walking on, you're trembling. Oh my god, it's not good to see. It's not nice. We're laughing at you over here. It's not nice.
Into a shop. Black Friday has expanded to other countries, for example the UK, but videos of Black Friday in other countries have gone viral for different reasons. That's because no one really cares about Black Friday in other countries, and shops often only get 1 or 2 extra visitors than on a normal day. Billions of dollars are spent in the USA every time Black Friday rolls around, but it seems the rest of the world just isn't into it. Next up is Solo Cups. If you're American, this may come as a surprise, but red Solo Cups are seen as a very American thing. In movies and TV shows, everyone drinks out of them at parties, and many tourists actually bring back a red Solo.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. Now it's okay. Everyone has it now. There's been time where I've hosted parties and I make sure I go to Tesco to get Solo Cups, to get red Solo Cups. They're more expensive. You get like a pack of 10 for like £4-5, which is like $6-8. But yeah, I feel like I only got it from watching American TV shows and parties. Literally, that's the reason. Red just seems red and blue. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we copy you guys a lot. You guys literally lead the way when it comes to trends. I'm not gonna lie, we dress like you guys. The baggy clothes, the baggy jeans, and all that kind of stuff. You guys started there, but we do have our own style as well. But I feel like, especially kids nowadays, tend to just follow the trends. You guys, especially the rappers, the athletes, whatever they do, the kids just follow it. That's it.
Cup to their own countries when going to America. That's because it's seen as a piece of American iconography, although many Americans don't realize this. In other countries, people simply drink from beer bottles or glasses, but in the USA, they use red plastic Solo Cups. Next up is free refills. When I was dining in the USA once, a waiter came up to me and said, "Would you like me to refill your drink?" I said no because the drink was kind of expensive, and they looked at me like I was crazy. That's because it is typical in any American restaurant to have a free refill. In other countries, you'd need to pay if you wanted extra drink, but not in the USA. In other countries, if you pay for one drink, that's what you get. And many Europeans say that they find it very weird when they go to the USA and their glass gets refilled even if they don't ask. But personally, I love it. I'm never gonna turn down a free drink. And finally on the list,
I think it's only I think it's Burger King. If you go Burger King, they might do refills. Burger King and Subway, I think. Anywhere else, like main restaurants, nope, they don't do that. There's no refills, none of that. You get that, that's it. If you're thirsty, ask for water. That's it. Tap water. That's just the way it is.
I'm never gonna turn down a free drink. And finally on the list, we have flags. Every country has their flag, but no one shows off their flag more than the USA. If you drive around the USA, it's common to see people flying the American flag on their homes. Also, many buildings, schools, and businesses will have an American flag. This is something you don't see in any other country. According to research,
I feel like over here, if you do that, people see you as racist, which I think is very, very stupid. I think that's so stupid. You must be so uneducated to think that. But yeah, in the US, I like the fact that you're proud. You're proud, because you have so many enemies. People always complain. You get people from the UK complaining. You get Europeans complaining that you're fat and all that kind of stuff. And you're just happy to be yourself. It's always good to be proud of where you're from. Whether you're not perfect. No one is perfect. So I like that you guys are proud of who you are. Your identity, your culture. While if you do that in the UK, people just see you as racist, which is so sad to see. Be proud of where you're from.
Research, over 150 million American flags are sold every year, and it's not exactly known why people in the USA love to show their flag off so much. Worldwide, the USA flag is the second most famous flag after the Union Jack, but no other country waves their flag as much as they do in the USA. Vote in the poll in the top right corner the most interesting common thing that doesn't exist outside the USA.
That was really interesting. I'll probably say the one that really shocked me is the cheese. The cheese one, mate. Spray cheese just makes no sense to me. Spray cheese, the ads about the lawyers, it's happening here in the UK, but you don't get criminal law. It's just normal, maybe family law, maybe. But you don't get, you hardly get the ads and all that. But yeah, that was really interesting. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, you know what to do. Comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.